Google announces that they've made a massive purchase of renewable energy in Texas to support their facilities there. The University of Pittsburgh has announced that they're breaking ground on a 20 megawatt solar farm. And renewable energy, actually, the installation has slipped just a little bit in the third quarter of 2022, down largely due to supply chain disruptions as well as long delays in interconnection permitting. I'm Jay Warmke with Blue Rock Station, and this is the news from the solar industry for the week of November 7th. Now, Google has announced that they've signed a 942 megawatt power purchase agreement buying power from 4 different Texas solar developments. Now, this is designed to offset power used in their Texas data centers. To give you a sense of just how much power a data center does use, they typically use about 100 megawatts of generating capacity over the course of a year, which is roughly the equivalence of about 80,000 homes, residential homes. Now, Google has made a commitment to be carbon-free by the year 2030. It's anticipated these 4 projects will create about 10,000 jobs there in Texas, and they'll use First Solar panels, which are made in Ohio, so that may create some jobs in Ohio as well. The University of Pittsburgh has announced that they're breaking ground on a 68-acre, 55,000 panel. This is going to be 20 megawatts of power. It's going to be located near the Pittsburgh airport. It's anticipated this array will generate about 18% of all of the electrical needs from the University of Pittsburgh. It is again being purchased through a power purchase agreement from a company in Texas, known as Vesper Energy. There will be no upfront costs to the university. And they'll just simply save money on the purchase of electricity. In fact, it's anticipated it'll save millions of dollars for the university. Now, this facility will be pollinator friendly, so they're going to be landscaping it pollinator friendly, and they'll also have a training facility there for students attending the University of Pittsburgh who are studying solar. It's anticipated the project will be finished by the middle of 2023. The CSA Group has announced that they're opening up or expanding into a battery testing facility at their Independence, Ohio facility. Now, they're adding about 40,000 square feet of office space there to test batteries to industry standards. This is being prompted because, of course, batteries are becoming a more and more important part of the renewable energy grid. And all of the manufacturers need to have these batteries tested to industry standards. Renewable energy did slow a bit in the third quarter of 2022. From July to September, only about 3.4 gigawatts of solar was installed. Now that's down about 22% over the same period last year. Now, much of this is due to not only supply chain disruptions that have been a constant problem, not only in solar, but in many, many industries, but also in delays in permitting for interconnection to the grid. In fact, currently there's a 36 gigawatt backlog of applications to connect systems to the grid. Now, this represents about twice as much solar as was installed in 2021. There are reports here that solar is still doing quite well. The same report noted that Texas and California are the largest markets, and Amazon is the largest corporate installer of solar with about 2 gigawatts of capacity. Now, put that in perspective, that's more solar for Amazon alone than existed in the United States just 10 years ago. It's anticipated that the Inflation Reduction Act will add about 550 gigawatts of capacity to the U.S. grid by 2032, or 10 years from now, representing about a $600 billion investment, capital investment here. Now, that's nearly 4 times as much energy, solar energy, as is currently available on the U.S. grid. AES Indiana, the Indiana utility, is converting 2 coal power plants to natural gas. Now, again, they are anticipating reducing their dependency on coal. Much of it will be retired and replaced with renewable energy, but this is an example where they're actually converting the facilities to natural gas. They anticipate this will save about $381 million over just building new renewable energy plus storage facilities. But they do anticipate that within 20 years, they'll replace their dependency on coal, which is currently about 50% of their generating capacity. They anticipate that they will reach 87% renewable or renewable plus storage. For example, over the next 5 years, they do have plans to add 1,450 megawatts of solar, about 300 megawatts of wind power, and another 450 megawatts of solar plus storage. And that's the news from the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.